Well, let's go down to the sideline and we can join FG with Andy Morrison.
Yeah, full time from the Etihad Stadium. Manchester City drawing the last game of 2024. A lot of positives in that game. We'll start with the second half. Early on, we said it straight away at the half-time. You said it. Savinho should get at his full-back, and that's what he did. He earned a penalty. Unfortunately, early didn't convert it, but very positive from the winger.
Yeah, right from the start. Even before the penalty, FG was excellent. Created opportunities, stretched them, got to the byline, created half chances, and then obviously won the penalty, and a huge positive in the second half, and we've got to see more of that.
Yeah, absolutely. We look at our run of fixtures next. We've got Leicester to come at the King Power, and we've got West Ham here. I mean, we're looking at it, and there should be opportunities, more opportunities to get points on the board.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, De Bruyne with a little cameo at the end. We want to see him on the pitch. We're not too sure what the injury situation is, but every time he's on, he looks as though something's going to happen, and players react when he has a ball at his feet.
We'll just move to a side. As you can see, the players there behind us. Rico Lewis again giving his shirt to the fans. Manu Akanji as well. These players, Andy, have given us so many memories in 2024 that's what we should focus on.
Absolutely, and they're still doing. You know, Rico's had to put another shift in today, game after game after game after game. Young players don't normally have that asked of them. They go in, they do well, they get taken out, but such is the situation we've had. Aki going off again with an injury. We're having to rely on these players, and you know, they got to take great credit for that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 2024 with these group of players has been very, very special, and we're going to move into one more game of the Leicester City away from home, and it's an opportunity again to get points on the board. It's so difficult right now to see anything apart from the fact that we're not winning many games, but Kevin De Bruyne has come back onto the pitch. Unfortunately, we lost Nathan Ake again today, but now is the time more than ever to just stick together.
Absolutely. I think we saw with Savinho in the second half. I know what I could see how talented this young man is, and today I thought the second half he's shown us what he's capable of. More of that, and keep creating opportunities, you know, and it'll come.
Yeah, keep creating opportunities indeed, and credit to Everton as well. That's their fifth draw in 7 games, so it's not, I mean it's not the result we wanted early on this Saturday morning, but there's a lot of positives to take. We've had a good day as well. We've handed out a lot of stuff, given some signed shirts to fans, and at Leicester City I've just been told we're going to be doing it again. So if you see me at the King Power Stadium, come and find me and I'll come and give you a little gift. But Andy, thank you for your amazing work. City will be back, guys. Keep the faith. We'll be absolutely fine. Let's head back to the studio.
So there we have it, full time here at the Etihad Stadium. Not quite the Christmas present we all wanted. It's finished in a draw. Manchester City 1, Everton 1. Thank you to FG and Andy Morrison and Alistair Mann there on commentary. Steve, another frustrating day at the office. It also feels like, bad to say, but at least we didn't lose.
Yeah, mate. Listen, the effort's there. You can see the effort. It's just, you know, little things just aren't happening. You know, sometimes the small things, when you look at the bigger picture, they can be the difference. If you look at Bernardo's chance in the first half, obviously Erland's penalty miss, in all fairness, really did they create much other than that? Probably not. But as I said, if you want to put a spin on it, and I know a lot of City fans will be thinking, well, it's Everton, they should be winning at home. I think at this moment, and the situation that they've got going on at the moment, it's a point. They didn't lose the game. Yet, towards the end there, Everton had a 4v2 and could have snatched it, which would have been absolutely devastating. But, you know, the manager be in the dressing room, and I think he will be giving them the positives of, lads, it's a draw. We move on. We've got fixtures coming thick and fast, so we pick ourselves up, we recover, and we go again.
Yeah, we have got Leicester coming up in a few days. It's really hard to put a finger on it, Paul, because as you say, we saw commitment from the players, we saw desire, but on both ends of the pitch, it's just not quite clicking, or we're just not quite finding what we used to find in previous seasons.
It is, but I think that sort of tells you how special we have been over the last few seasons.
Yes.
You know, and we've been incredible, and there's no getting away from that, and we're struggling a little bit at the minute. I do think the performance again, especially first half, was better today.
Yep.
But if you're going to look at it, you say in both boxes, I can't remember Stefan having a save to make, Jordan Pickford apart from the penalty. You know, so it just shows you that the game is really condensed, and you know, sometimes it's hard to do it when we've been that good. You've got to give the other team credit. Yeah. I thought Everton defended unbelievably well today. You know, we spoke about Harrison and Ndiaye before the game, attacking-wise. They were unbelievable defensively, doubling up, helping their full-backs out. Decore midfield was all over the place, you know. Idrissa Gueye, 2 centre-halves. Yeah. They defended unbelievably well. You know, the 5 and 6 at the back at the time, so hard to break down. But you've got to find a way to try and do it. You know, like Andy said, the big positive, Savinho second half. You know, I thought he was excellent, got some great talent. But we're nearly getting there at the minute, but just falling short.
Just falling short at the moment. We begin the second half, started strong, just like the first half, as we were all super impressed with the first half performance. And let's get into the penalty. Savinho, who won the penalty, was a penalty, and Haaland to take.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nailed-on penalty. He's obviously getting a touch in it, and the defender's committed himself. Yes, Erling's missed the penalty. People sort of say he had maybe waited too long to take the penalty, and the little shenanigans that kind of go on. For me, I don't think for somebody like him, and it was probably happened when Dickov was taking penalties as well. It's mind games trying to get into the player's head. You know, normally when you've got players of that quality, I'm going to, even though he drew that picture of me, which was horrendous, I'm actually going to sort of say as well, I've got the mindset of no matter what goes on, you're focused on what you've got and what you've got to do. And to be fair, I think Erling himself will say it's probably not the best penalty.
Yeah.
It's in between the post and centre of the goal, so it's relatively easy for the goalkeeper, but it's still a good save.
Yeah.
And for me personally, and it probably think it'll be the same, I'm never going to criticise anybody for taking a penalty and missing, unless you try the little dink down the middle. But he's tried to do it the right way. He's missed it. You know, you move on. There's nothing you can do about that. But as I said, they tried every way to try and break them down, and Dick is correct. They defended for their lives.
Yeah.
They really did, and they defended in numbers and tend to counter-attack. Not a great deal of chances. It's just getting that little bit, and once you get that, you know, just feels as though you're a couple of clicks away from just hitting it right again.
Yes.
And at the moment, it's just not quite there, but they've just got to keep on persevering.
Well, it kind of almost felt as well, you know, sometimes when something goes wrong for you in the defensive side of the pitch, you end up feeling like you're dealing with an onslaught and they might get a goal that puts them in the lead. That one felt like, had that penalty gone in, that City could have maybe really kicked on and put a couple more, but it almost seemed to us missing that. Knocked us back a little bit. I felt like a little bit watching it, Paul.
It didn't. It gave Everton a bit of confidence as well, because if it goes 2-1, they've got to come out. You know, we're talking about how great they were defensively, but they would have had to have stepped out and went a bit more attacking to try and get back in the game again. And if anything, they just thought, you know what, that's the only chance they've created, and it's from a penalty. Just let's sit in here and keep doing what we're doing.
And they did such a great job at that. FG alluded to it, trying to find some positives amongst it. Kevin De Bruyne coming back onto the pitch, we know the difference that he can make, and he's been such a big miss. Great to just see him at least for around 20 minutes there.
Yeah, he is, and look, I think everybody wants Kevin De Bruyne back, fully fit and flying. Yeah. You know, he's obviously not fit enough to start games at the minute, or are we just managing his minutes? Just now, just so the second half of the season he's fully fit. But he's such a special player that you've got to make sure when he's in the pitch that he's 100% right, because the last thing you want is him being out for a length of time again after all the other injuries that we've had as well.
Yeah, agreed. Another bright spark for me was Phil Foden's. I mean, I thought the midfield three, Paul, you said it at half-time, were playing with intent and super effective. Phil, a lot more involved than I've seen him in the last few weeks, which was great to see as well. Yeah,
I mean, we all know he finds them little pockets, and he's got that, you know, he's very, very clever with his ball distribution as well. Looked always lively and always kind of ready to probe. And sometimes it can go a little bit from side to side to side, but he's certainly one of the players that does like to try and penetrate and get through those lines. So again, as you said, you just want players to be playing regularly just to get into the groove, because at the moment a lot of the players are still trying to find that. Obviously, you get players that's on the sideline at the moment, even the lads that maybe's come on, then everybody's just, you know, kind of looking after an injury, and you want to play, you want to take part because you want to help your team out. But at the end of the day, sometimes you've just got to say, listen, I'm going to have to give myself another couple of weeks to make myself all right, because the worst thing that you can do is, yes, I get the fact that you want to play, but it's no good playing, getting injured again and being out for longer than what you would have been originally. So I think it's just about sort of managing, the players managing themselves. But getting back to Phil, yeah, it's great to have him in there. You just feel as though he's just starting to make more progress.
Yeah. Also feels as well, off that point though, John Stones was a prime example of that. I think he probably wanted to come back because we had such a defensive crisis, and injured at half-time against Villa, and now is out for 3-4 weeks. So managing those minutes really is key.
We've seen that with Nathan today.
Yeah.
You know, Nathan just came back in the team, and I thought he was brilliant. Yeah,
He was.
Nathan was brilliant.
You know, and is that a case of him putting himself forward to play because injuries we've got when he's probably not fully fit yet?
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on there behind the scenes. Let's see then what that does to the Premier League table. It does move us back into the top 6, just on goal difference, but of course lots of teams still to play games around us. I mean, Liverpool really flying high there at the top there, Paul, 2 games in hand as well, so they could really make a cushion. Enzo Maresca as well, Chelsea doing very well. I mean, you look at Nottingham Forest and Bournemouth in there as well. It's amazing for them, Paul, isn't it?
It is, and you've got to give both managers huge credit. You know, they've done great jobs. They both play really effective attacking football. Especially, I love watching Bournemouth play.
Yeah, same.
I love watching them without the ball, how they press, how they go man for man, the energy they've got, and they've got some really good, talented players going forward.
We've got Chelsea versus Fulham today, Newcastle, Villa, Nottingham Forest, Tottenham, and then Liverpool, Leicester. So all them teams there still to play. So there's going to be a lot of changes, and as we know, and then there's another game in 2-3 days as well. So there's still lots of points to play for, and I guess that's one other positive, I guess, for the team. And Pep will be saying is, you've got 3 days to go and try and get that win and change that kind of mindset, I guess, a little bit.
Yeah, because ultimately, after this busy period, that point could be a valuable point.
Yeah.
You know, and it could have been just like, as I said, the lads would be in the dressing room, they'd be disappointed they haven't won at home. But at the same time, because of the results and the losses, that is a positive. You know, they haven't getting beat. And I know that I'm saying this and it sounds crazy, really, when you're talking about Man City.
Yeah.
You're like, well, they haven't getting beat, so that's a positive. Wow, who would have thought you'd be saying that kind of thing? But it's such a busy period, and it'll be a case of, all right, it's a draw, we move on. Everybody, as I said before, everybody get together, we relax, we recoup, and we go again.
One thing that is coming up as well when we take on Leicester on the 29th of December is that it is Pep's 500th game in charge. Phenomenal. I mean, half a thousand there of games in charge of City. A privilege for us City fans, and there's not much more we need to say other than they've been 500 amazing games of football.
It's amazing, and considering he's all the Nuggets saying when he first came that he wouldn't last 2 years here, you know, and here he is, 9 years later, 500 games, fantastic.
Looking to Leicester, Steve, obviously an old foe in Ruud van Nistelrooy. What type of team do you think we're going to come up against, and how have they fared so far under their new manager?
Well, initially they got a decent result, but they seem to be shipping quite a few goals. I think they got beat 4 off Newcastle, and I think there was another good few goals again on the last game. They're a team that'll be certainly wary. I mean, of course, you've got the manager who's ex-Man United. He'll want to certainly put one over City. But it's a game that you can hopefully get a win. You know, it's no matter who you're playing against, you want to, can we do better than last time, and can we get a win? Can we start that ball rolling again? It'll be a tough game, but you know, you would expect City to win, given the fact of their form as well. Because you look at City's players, and player for player, City's got better players.
Yeah.
It's that simple. I'm not being awful, but they have got better players, so you would expect to win. So, as I said, they'll be in the dressing room. They'll have to get themselves together, maybe go back, see the family, spend a little bit of time there, and then let's get back to work.
Is the lack of squad we have at the moment, I mean, even just when we got sent the injury list before the game, even more of a worry when you're having to turn around in basically 2 days, Paul? Is that a worry? Do you think we might see some of them young players we saw on the bench, maybe just given where we at with as far as, you know, players not available?
I would say the way Nathan's came off the pitch there, I can't imagine him with the quick turnaround, but then looks as if there's a couple of illnesses in there. I know Jack's just a little bit of a tweak, so maybe he's back, so we might hopefully a couple back again. But look, it'll be me and Steve both played for Leicester. It can be a tough place to. What you have to do when you go there is not give them any chances the first 10-15 minutes, because the crowd, they'll be really up for it beforehand, you know. But if we silence them, they can soon get in their backs a little bit, especially the position they're in at the minute. And
I guess a great chance as well. Obviously, we'll want to maybe see Erling Haaland there trying to get on the score sheet after missing the penalty, because we know what he's like. When he misses, the one thing he wants to do is go and get that goal. So that could will put fear in the Leicester's defence. Sorry.
Of course it will. Look, regardless if they'd scored the penalty or not scored the penalty today, they'll be very wary of Erling, and he won't let that affect him. He'll be super disappointed with himself now. But by the time they're in training, whether that be tomorrow or in 48 hours' time, he'll be ready to go, no doubt about it.
Would you think it'd be hard for Pep to lift the mood? Because we saw a few players go down to the tunnel pretty quickly, clearly frustrated to pick them up, especially just because now it just feels pretty relentless with the downward curve run a bit. Is that hard for a manager to try and?
Well, it's part of the manager's job, but in all fairness, I think he's experienced enough. Of course, he is. I mean, I agree. I think he's the best manager. You could sort of say he's the best manager of all time. So he's got the experience. He hasn't been in the kind of situation like this in his career. But you're also looking at your players as well. You know, sometimes in the face of adversity, you find leaders. Yeah. And it'll be interesting to see who are the lads that stand up. And then this is when you've got to be together. This is when you've got to be a group. So if you have got lads like that, then fine. You know, you should be okay. And I think they have got players in there to do that. It's a little bit of a blow that they didn't win today, but is it all-consumingly worrying? No. You know, they go again. You know, get bodies ready. But one of the possible things is, I mean, we're seeing a couple of young lads on the bench today. Maybe it's an opportunity for one of them, somebody that's, you know, has done ever so well in playing for the EDL, is it?
The EDS, yeah.
Yes, an opportunity. And sometimes when things like that happen and you get an opportunity when you're not expecting it, it's an opportunity that you can grab with both hands and make a name for yourself. I
just wondered as well, Paul, final question. Do you ever remember a time in your career where there was something similar? You know, where you were in a run of just bad form, bad luck, and
there's a lot of times.
From your mind, what are the things then that you kind of need to try and do to turn it?
It's so difficult because all the noise is coming from outside, and all you want to do yourself is put it behind you. You know, you've got to be, whether it's missing a penalty, whether it's missing a chance, conceding a goal, or as a team getting beat, you've got to realise that's gone.
Yeah.
You know, if you keep dwelling on it, you're going to make more mistakes. You've got to have the ability mentally to put it behind you and think the next one's coming. And sometimes people are saying the quick turnaround of the games this time of year. Sometimes that's the best thing that could happen for you.
Yeah.
Because they won't have be frustrated now, but they won't have time
to dwell on it.
To dwell on the disappointment of today, because the next game's coming very soon.
It is indeed. Well, that is what we're going to be bringing you as well. 29th of December against Leicester. Nat will be alongside Sean Wright-Phillips, Mark Albrighton as well will be with us, and then you're going to be down there as well with FG. Speaking of FG, mancity.com/FG Santa. That's how you can vote on all the competitions that we've been running throughout the show today. You could make some Man City fans' Christmas wishes come true with maybe a signed shirt or maybe even a signed Jack Grealish pop-up doll. So please go cast your vote on that. And I do want to know which drawing you thought was better, Steve or Paul's. Or
by far. Even though I'm offended by the one that he did of me.
I think I've affected him on that one.
Yeah, I've had words, believe me, I've had words.
And if you've not seen it, well then you know where to go, mancity.com/FG Santa, take a look at them. And as FG said, if you are going to the King Power and you see him around there, he's going to be adopting the role of Santa again, so there'll be more gifts to give away. And then we're going to announce the results of the winner when we take on West Ham on the 4th of Jan. Now we do all hope you've enjoyed a beautiful Christmas to all of those who've been celebrating. We really look forward to seeing you on Sunday, and we're going to finish with a little festive video for everyone at our club who does work in the community. This is 0161 Christmas Calling. Have a lovely evening. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Hi, James. Nice to meet you.
I think this is a very good bar.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. See you for a little help there.
Complaining to me saying, why are you stopping the tournament? We'll understand in a minute.
You're going to beat Ilkay Gundogan's team.
Yeah!
So do we get like Gundogan? I don't know as well.
Oh, the gift.
I can put a lot of things.
Yeah, as much as you want.
Ultimate Christmas present, football, beautiful.
I think I'd be happy with this bag if it was me, like.
feel free to get involved as much as you're allowed.
When the players walked into the room, you could just see the faces light up, not just of the children, but of the parents as well, and that means such a lot to us.
Happy Christmas!
These your friends?
He's my boy.
Nice.
Boy.
What's on your Christmas list?
Meeting a football player, which kind of just happened.
Nice to meet you.
The club that you're playing for is absolutely fantastic. But sitting in the community doing it. Thanks very much and give yourself a clap.
Hello. How are we? Tell you what, mate, I'm a big fan of Christmas, so I love this.
All right, mate.
I'm going to be generous, you're getting everything. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everyone.